Right then, in this week's video we're going to use this blank to make a yarn ball, and it has taken me about 8 weeks to prepare this blank. Right then, I've just rounded this off just to save time. Right, now you might be wondering, why have I spent so much time preparing this blank? There's the answer. It's full of these fissures, and to get the resin in there, it took a lot of, like, fill this section, fill this section, and all the way around. So that's why it took so long. I think it's going to be gorgeous, right? And very unusual with all these fissures run through it. It's a piece of white oak. Right, if by any chance I haven't got all the fissures filled, because I have no idea what's going to be inside this, right, I'm going to use the magic sand trick I showed you before. Right, so we'll just get on with this, start shaping it like any yarn bowl I do. I want it to be bottom heavy so that it doesn't tip over and that kind of stuff. Right, so first thing I'm going to do is try and get this into a rough shape. Right, it's mostly round, it's not perfectly round yet, but it's mostly round. Now I'm expecting to get fissures in this. Once I get inside, slightly high there, very slightly high. As I said, I'm expecting to get more fissures in this as I go inside of it. Now, because this wood has so much resin in it, it's going to be quite tough. Right, I'm going to flatten off here and put a mortise in it. Right, that's the foot in, or that's the mortise in. I want to put a little foot on it. Wide foot, actually, because of what it's for. I'm going to put the foot about halfway on it. Because I want this extremely stable. And it's going to be a very low foot as well. Right, a little bit of colour in the foot, which is fine. Now then, start shaping this. Still off balance. Still a good bit off balance. Yeah, there's definitely something up with this gouge. I think the angle has changed on it. Right, I'm gonna go and sort this gouge out and we'll be back in a second. Right then, let's get back to this. See if that does it. I think the Michael was out here, my little fella teaching me to turn, was out here practicing sharpening, and I think he may have moved it slightly. There we go, now we're talking. I think he may have moved the very arm slightly. See that? Picked up. The weight picked up. Right then, I'll get across to that foot. See if they start to shake again. Right, that's the thing, if you're turning and you notice something wrong with your gouge, it feels off or something, Stop what you're doing, fix it. A couple of minutes on the grinder can save you an awful lot of hassle at the lathe. I'm going to keep a very close eye on this as I'm cutting it, because I don't know how well those fissures are filled. I'm going to keep stopping and checking. Yeah, they're pretty well filled in there. Yeah, it's looking okay. What I did was I filled the fissures with loads of different colours. Just to make it interesting. There's going to be a little bit of CA work down that one there, because the fissure hasn't opened there. See, can we get up to 800? No, not yet. Right, there's a wide fissure there. See it? The CA obviously, or the resin obviously didn't get in there, so that's going to be something I'll be doing with the magic sand. Just there. Alright, start getting this bottom shaped a little bit more. Use a pole cut these into the hook. And we're using a compound curve, which is two curves that just blend in. Oh, but no, that's filled. Look at that, it's like a lightning bolt one there. That's cool. So there's a lot of some of those fissures are really pretty. Looks like it might be a little punky there, but hopefully that'll cut out. Because this is a yarn bowl, I want it to be kind of high walls on it. Right, I need to sharpen this again. Right then, now we can sharpen this. That's better. I'm trying to keep this really sharp so that I can, because of that punky area. Look at this. No, it's not too bad. Yeah. Look, a fissure opening there too. Right, so there's going to be a little bit of filling on this to do. Oh, that was to be expected. This is such a pretty piece of wood. I didn't want to throw it out or use it as firewood. I had a feeling that those fissures could be quite pretty. It just took a bit of work to get it this far. Yeah, definitely gonna have to fill those. Right then, you can have filling those. There's a rough shape in it now, so we can have filling them. Right. The magic sand into them. Work it well down. I went through the colours that I had of it, and I thought this one would kind of go best because it's a colour of resin I haven't used. Right, now it seems to have dried out nicely. Right, now we get a finished cut on this. Try and cut that out of it. If I don't cut that out of it, I'm gonna have to figure something out for it. If I can't manage to cut that out of it. Use a side bevel cut on it to try and get a nice clean cut on it. So look, yeah, just clean it up. We just need to go deeper. Yeah, it's cleaned it up nicely there. Yeah, it's getting there. I don't think I'm going to get that completely clean, but I'll get it pretty clean. Right, try a clean push cut here. Slightly away. See how that's cutting. Is it improving it? No, it's not. Right. Back to the side bevel. Need to sharpen it. I forgot to put the macro camera back. Sorry. There we go. Now you're back where you should be. Right. The resin is making the gouge bounce. Yeah, it's okay. See, that's cutting it. And that is actually cleaning it up a bit. Try cutting it the other direction. See if that helps cleaning it up at all. With that punkiness in it, I'm trying to avoid using any form of a scraper, but I may not have a choice. See, that piece of resin there is just making it jump constantly. Right, I'm going to have to go to a cardboard to try this. So give me a second to grab one. Sometimes you just have to put in a little bit of extra work, especially on what you would call a bad piece of wood. But bad pieces of wood are oftentimes the prettiest. Slight bump just where that punkiness starts that I'm trying to get out of it. It's not like in the cardboard, but at least it's cutting. I may have to slurry that to get it to look okay. Still a slight bump just there, and I don't like that transition there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to slurry that to get it to, you know, it's just at that awkward spot in punkiness where it's not totally punky, but it's not solid. If I can get this to finish, it's going to be quite cool actually. I'm looking it up here for the shape, and at the moment I am not liking what I'm seeing. Right, try this again. Try this standard gouge again. Right. See if I can get the pull and clean up a little bit. That was way off. Again, a little bit more. Try it. See if we can get that to clean up a little bit. can get it cleaned up with the gouge, it'll be a lot better, it'll be a lot nicer. Cleaned it up a little bit. Right then, I think I'm going to have to slurry this. Right, I'm going to fill those, then I'm going to use the slurry method to harden up that. So I'll do that and I'll be right back. Right, just popping the wax off. That took a bit of time. Luckily I didn't have to slurry it. That piece of wood that's a little bit punky in it actually isn't all that bad. It's sanded out nicely. All I've got to do now before I flip this over is put the slot in for the maker's mark. Right, you've seen me do that before, so we'll do that off camera. There's no point in me doing that again. But there's some lovely colouring in this. As I said, it took me a number of weeks to get this blank prepped, and I just put loads of different colours in to fill those fissures in it. And there's some lovely colours in it. Look at it there. There's red, yellow, green, blue, darker green. That's the sand, the turquoise. Right. A bit more there. There's green along there. Goes to a blue there. Right, there's a little bit of white in it somewhere I spotted. But yeah, this turns out quite nice actually. I have to blow it there with the air gun. But this turned out quite nice. Alright, there's the white. There. I knew I was in there somewhere. Right, so I'll cut in this slot for the maker's mark and then hollow it. Hopefully it hollows, because of those, I don't know how bad those fissures are on the inside. So it could explode on me, I don't know. I hope not, because that's just gorgeous. Right, so I'll put in that thing for the maker's mark, flip it around, and we get the hollowing, and I'll be right back. Right then, we have this flipped around. Now what I'm going to do is, as I said, I want the bottom of this to be quite heavy, so I'm only going to hollow it down to about there, because I want the base to be heavy, so that when the wood is being pulled out, that it doesn't topple over, right? As I said, I'm not sure how this is going to be when we get in there. It could explode, I hope not, because it's gorgeous. Right, so first thing we will do is flatten it off. I may have to do some of the magic sand on the inside, I don't know yet. Hoping that the inside cuts nicer than the outside did. I said the outside was just a pain in the rear end. Right, the resin's gone a pretty good way in that side. I think it's gone into about there on that side, which is okay, because that's about the width I want. Right, just to give myself a guide, I'm going to mark the width on this one. I want it heavy because of what it's for. Right, let's start hollowing this and see how it goes. I can feel the tool jumping on that fissure. So a quick look. Oh look, one of those fissures went all the way in here. That's cool. Get a little design there on the inside, hopefully. before I go any further, I want to check the fissures to see if they are actually filled. The macro camera is causing a massive shadow there. There, that's better. Right, you should be able to see a bit clearer now. I relock that focus. Right, that fissure there is, that one there is filled, but that one there is not. Right, so we're gonna have to do that one. Something we're gonna have to watch is the fissure on this side. This side's completely filled. For some reason the resin didn't get down all the way on that one. I'm getting in my own light there, so I'm just going to put the clip light on so I can kind of see what I'm doing. Into this clip light is I can move it around the place. And then I'll just reset this camera again so you can see what I'm doing. There, now I can see what I'm doing. Sharpen this gouge. Alright then, let's get a clean cut on this. Alright. I don't know what's going on with this gouge today. Something off with this gouge today. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the gouge or if it's me. There's something not right here. Not cutting at all. I'm gonna have to play with this gouge for a minute. I'll be back in a second. Alright then, we try this again. Possible that the sand is blunting it on me. That's probably what it is. That's probably what it is actually. The magic sand is blunting the gouge. void there. See it? So obviously the resin didn't get into that part. There's a couple of little bits showing up, but it's still holding, so we're okay at the moment. Alright, now I'll go down a bit further, see if we can get below whatever that is before I fill any more. This in there a little bit more. Right, there's the resin starting to come in again there. Just seems to not got into that little piece there. Right, we're straight down to about there. Right, I'm going to sharpen this again because I think it's, I definitely think the sand is blunting this. Right then. See if I can get this the same width all the way down now. Yeah, it cuts fine when I'm out of the sand, so I think it's the sand that's been messing with the gouge all day. As soon as it hits it, it goes blunt. Is that the inside of that void? I'm hitting. Oh, look at that. A lot of resin just through there. I said I had no idea what was going on the inside of this when I was resining it. The camera here, I'm looking at the outside. I have no idea what colour this resin in here is. Well, there's a void there. Right, am I down below it yet? No, not yet. Right. Try and get down below that void so I can fill it. Now what I want to watch as well is that I don't make the bottom too shallow. I think I'm about there, so we've more to go. Oh, there's blue there. I don't know what colour that is. I'll go a bit further. I've got to go against my instinct here to make the bottom the same width as the sides here. I need it to be heavier so that it will hold weight. Well, it's not so it'll hold weight as such, but so it will not rock when the wool is being pulled through it. I need weight on the bottom. Right. We're there, I think. Look at that. Width-wise, about 1.5 inches. I don't want 1.5 inches. I want about 1 inch. I just need to reposition that light again so I can see down underneath. Clip the table. There, now we can see better. Yeah, that's still okay. You can still see that. Yeah, we're about 1 inch at the bottom now. But there needs to be cut, just there. Right. I'm gonna go and sharpen this again because I'm getting to the punky part down here. Doing the punky part from outside, I'm getting to it there. So, right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill those cracks that are there, or those fissures that are there in it. Right. Then I'm gonna sharpen this gouge to get through the punkiness there. And we'll see where we go from there. Alright then, let's see if we can get through this punkiness. See it there? Probably see it in this camera here. See it there? Right, I've soaked it in some CA as well while I was doing the filling. Just to see if I can solidify it enough. A little bit anyway. Here we go. Look. Don't know yet. Well, that answers that question. It is definitely the sand causing the problem with the gouge. I think the last time I did this, I was using it's blunt as hell. I was using a carboid, or not a carboid, a cryo gouge. It's just why it held, I think. Right, I'm going to try that with a carboid because that gouge is just going to blunt every time it hits that sand. Right, so I'm going to put a new head on the carboid and we'll see where we go. Right then, carboid with a brand new head. Let's see how we do. Slightly low for carboid. Go up a little bit. Yeah, that should do it. Right. Let's see if this helps with that sand. All the way out to make sure that I have the same sanding surface. Yeah, it's cutting through the sand alright. But I gotta get that bottom done. Yeah, that got the bottom. Didn't do too bad on the punky part either, actually. Right, width. Yeah, I'm about an inch at the bottom, which is what I wanted. Still there is too wide. So I need to go in there. Yeah, that's better. Just need to even that out now. Yeah, that evened it out. There's a slight bump just there. I need to get rid of. Got it. Right then. I think if we fill what's left just there and there. Looks like some red there. Oh, cool. See it there? I think that's red. And then we can get the outside of this finished. Oh no, I need to cut there, don't I? Yeah. Just there isn't much to it, so I'll just do it with the carbide. I got it? Yeah, I got it off. Okay. Right now, as I was saying, I'll fill those little things in there, sand it, and I'll be right back. And then we figure out where we're putting the J-hole in this. Right, just buffing the wax off on the inside. I did see a little bit of red in there. I think it's remember we spotted a small little bit of red on the outside. I think there's more on the inside. Actually turned out quite nice. Just there is red, and there you can kind of see it bleeding over there. But well, it's stayed together anyway. Now all I have left to do is to cut the J-hole in it, which I'll do off camera. There's no sense in you just watching me using a fret saw. Put the maker's mark at the bottom, and then I will give you a better look at it. So I'll do all that, and I'll be back in a sec. Right then, there we have it. A yarn bowl out of a piece of wood that basically shouldn't still be here. But I think it turned out very nice. The fissures just add something to it. I don't know if the camera's picking them up right or not. All those fissures that are in it just add a little pop to it, especially like a big splash of colour there. Colour on the bottom with the markers, made the maker's mark. Right, there's the J-hole. The inside, splashes of colour in it as well. So if you enjoyed that or got anything out of it, if you wouldn't mind clicking like on the video, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next one.